Welcome to the Pop-Up Art Technique Life Coaching, hosted by Influence of Art Programs. Life Coaching Art Activities. Why art? Primary goals, areas of growth, activities, and summaries. Why art? To encourage you to see the benefits of the art process as time to unwind and do methodical painting or drawing. Next time you feel stress, don't just think of this as another class. Take time to see you can put those feelings into art. Just work on your journal or something that clears your mind for a bit. These classes are more focused on your positive results, showing you what you retain and moving on from this program with tools to cope. Calm and refocus your thoughts through challenging times. When people think of art, they look at someone else's art, and usually when they're first thinking about it, they say to themselves, I can't do that. I could never draw, paint like that. So they never will. The people who didn't say that to themselves, either they said, I'm going to learn to create art like that, or I'm going to work towards creating art like that, and so they do. Then there are those who take up art as a hobby because it gives them peaceful time to themselves. It's rare they ever look at another work of art and say, I can't or I will create something like that. They look at their own canvas or page and say, I'm going to escape to my canvas, create something different, unique, original, something that represents me. So people like Monet, Pollock, Picasso, and Andy Warhol all decided to create something that represented a feeling, a moment, or a unique perspective, among others. They changed art and opened doors. It's not just art that can look this way. This is a metaphor for life. If we look at others and say we cannot be like them, or we will never have a life like that, we have already told ourselves to fail. If we look at life like we are going to do something different, unique, or creative in life, something that represents important things, we do not have anything to compare life to. We never fail, and failure becomes a research for paths untraveled. So in this case, art and life go hand in hand. Create what suits you. Do not try to fit yourself into another mold. We were not born different to become the same. Primary goals: brain strengthening activity. Every day we exercise our brains, but have you ever thought about what part of your brain you are exercising and what area you are making the strongest? Are you currently focused on an issue in the right way? Are you just repeatedly thinking about its effect on your life? Or are you thinking of ways to resolve the issue? Have you worked on creating a positive environment and live your life the way you wanted to? Think of your brain as a muscle and exercise as thinking for your brain. If you are exercising your brain on an issue in a negative way, you are strengthening that part of your brain muscle. You are developing that part of your muscle and mind with negative perspective. If you were developing your muscle brain with positive tools, affirmations, self-care, self-evaluation, future plans, and goals, you can imagine where the strength you have built in your muscle brain would be. On the negative side, you will continue to get sicker, feeding the guilt and the shame with more guilt and shame for what you have not accomplished yet, because you are not focused on as much on the solution as you are on the problem. Developing positivity as a coping skill makes it the stronger side of the muscle brain. and you will build your own resiliency. Let's do an activity that builds on positivity. Areas of growth. What you will deal with in the following classes, journeys, and the men's and women's groups. Behaviors, you'll identify triggers. Emotions, we'll deal with anger. Planning, we'll consider what are the issues. And goal setting, we'll be identifying what you want in the future and listing it. In the social group for teens, we'll be developing behaviors in understanding, emotions in dealing with anxiety, planning in how have you handled your emotions in things recently. Goal setting, identify what you need to go forward. In Relive, you'll be working on behaviors of managing your behaviors in the emotional areas, on dealing with sadness and losses, in planning what worked the best for you before, and in goal setting steps to get what you need. In the Rebuild, we're working on behaviors that prepare us for the future. In emotions, dealing with happiness and how to find it. In planning, what do you want in the future? And for goal setting, working towards the final goal. Art Techniques and Life Coaching by Jeanette Van Went. Meet our team. I'm Jeanette Van Went, the artist and owner and educator of Influence of Art programs. Bailey LaValle is our chief executive media consultant. We're always looking for VIP, volunteer, independent positions. If you're interested in being part of our team, let us know. Art Technique Life Coaching brought to you. Goals. Life coaching on goals. Discussion during or after projects about personal, social issues. Transitions, habitual behavioral, and calming techniques. Goals help direct the focus on the things that keep your mind working towards what you want to achieve in the future. Using SMART goals, the success is higher because you will accomplish small goals towards bigger accomplishments. Life coaching helps keeps progress simple and attainable, so motivation continues to be rewarded. Activities. The art activities are more about pulling specific materials out of your mind, so you can see the issues or positives that are part of expressing yourself. Expressing issues, dealing with conflict, and exploring things you may not be seeing. The art portion can really help to open up the door to inner child work, where 90% of the trauma has started. This makes art an opportunity to explore and channel some of the problems that may be holding you back into images, art, and journaling that bring the things you need to deal with out in the open. Supplies. All the supplies are listed in the activity and will be supplied on site during class, with the expectation they are returned at the end of class for cleaning and reuse. If you want to do these at home, we have a link to the course supply list for Amazon on our website, www.influenceofart.com. If you are looking for recyclable or cheaper supplies so you can use these tools as often as needed, ask the instructor and they can give you an idea of recyclable and reusable supplies and discount stores. Pop-up brings this theory to you out in the community or hosting a gathering, family, friends, individual couples, or associate events. These activities are great icebreakers for opening communication and building connections. Fill out the form for the event. For an event, let us know a bit about why you want to have the event, and we will contact you to arrange the activities based on the needs you have. We can bring the activities to you. Areas of focus. Art, using the creative focus and problem-solving ability. Art is a peaceful process. With art, you have a creative focus. In order to complete a piece of art, you have to focus on the subject and on the piece, which conditions the brain to get into the mode of focused creativity. But as soon as you have a subject, you now also have a problem. You must now portray your subject onto a canvas or page. This forces problem-solving skills. Once you are doing this, you will begin to process information in a new way, looking at a subject and deciding how you will recreate this problem. Using art as techniques for tools for coping, the added focus and problem-solving attributes are transferable. Join us for a class. It's a very natural process, and art makes it fun. Life coaching, walking through the issues together. After some peaceful time working out a problem on your own, we aren't going to just leave you to wander. Life coaching is like a peer support aspect of walking through the things you have identified in the art processing and having a new perspective. One that is non-biased and is invested in seeing your success in managing behaviors, boundaries, plan, and goal setting. Along with general feedback to your questions, working on the symbology, meditation, and emotional colors included in the art techniques, bring the two components together. We will talk about the art and see what we will find in your concept processing, what it means and how it can help you better understand yourself and self-exploration, emotional and mental behaviors, plans and goal setting for your future. The concept is talking you through the steps to keep you focused on your goals, just cheering you on and helping you to redevelop, and create plans that work for the individuals. Positive feedback with real creative insight from you. Here's some of our art techniques: drawing and journaling, painting and exploring, emotional colors, different meanings, mandalas, focused mindfulness, creating, problem solving, collage, putting the pieces all together, bringing things to life, dealing with the reality of the masks we wear, modeling, preparing and setting boundaries and limits. Some of the activities we have that we're going to display on the pop-ups are Mystic Ball, how you problem solve, roll of the dice, finding the positives in your life, painting the miracle question, string art, controlling and how to manage it, and 5, balancing emotions and behaviors. These activities will be demonstrated through this video, but the actual life coaching won't be part of what we're doing in this demonstration of what a pop-up is. Art techniques, the use of sensory routine and focus practice brings layers to tactile processing. Journaling to develop a routine. Behavior and emotional activities. Positive goal setting activities. The Mystic Ball, how you problem solve. Think of the most important question you can think of and write it in your journal. Now ask the Mystic Ball the question. Using the gauge that's in the picture to the side, the E equals accept the answer you got from the Mystic Ball immediately. The F equals never would I take the ball's advice or anyone's advice. And the midpoint or the tank symbol Think about the Mystic Ball's answer, research it, or take time to think about it before deciding. Choose a space to put your marker anywhere in this gauge to indicate where you are at in your decision making. None of these are wrong, but if you aren't aware of your decision making habits, then you can struggle from time to time. If you are impulsive, you may need to take more time to think. If you take more time to think, you will have to accept why other people get things quicker than you, or you miss out on things. Supplies for this activity: the Mystic Ball and journals. Roll of the dice and finding the positive in your life. Roll the dice, whichever topic comes up. Think of a time when you did something related to that topic. Think deep. It's too easy to say you haven't done anything like that. Every small positive event helps build a positive world. This should help you realize some of the positive things you have already accomplished in your life. This will help to refocus your thoughts and perspectives and hopefully encourage you to do more. Don't forget to journal. Journal the activity. You will need a canvas or watercolor paper for painting projects. Acrylic paints, multicolored. Choose the sunset colors and a blue, green, or brown for water, land, optional. Get yourself a popper fidget, a board that's stiff, and a fine brush and fine brushes. Make sure all the poppers are facing one direction. Then fill them up with paint. Go row by row with each color until the popper fidget is full. On a canvas, watercolor paper, or cardstock, put the popper fidget paint side down on the canvas and popping all the paint onto the canvas by pushing the poppers now to the other side. Drag the popper fidget across the canvas side to side. Keep the sunset color horizon across the canvas. What would your best day be? If all your issues were fixed by a miracle and you had everything you need. Use the broad stiff paintbrush to blend and fill your canvas page. Add a few details with the fine brush to show what your best day would be. Use this image to plan goals for your future. This will encourage you to focus on the future instead of the issues. Think about and working towards this day will manifest positive results. String art. The need for control and how to manage it. Journal. You can do this activity in your journal or use an additional paper. You'll need wool, string, or thread. You will want to cut off a 3 to 5 inch piece to use for this project. Black paint, empty mixing container, and paintbrush. Mix water and black paint in a small container. Dip part of the string into the black paint. Leave an area to hold. Put the black paint string on the paper. Move the string across like you are painting with it. Try some different uses of the string, making shapes, lines, etc. Letting go of perfection and how it makes you feel. Think about how it feels to create art without having control. Did you feel frustrated or free? Can you see how sometimes you can let go of control and things can turn out okay? They can be fixed and even redone. Beauty lives in letting go. Balancing emotions and behaviors. Balancing your past emotions and behaviors with your current and future emotions is an important skill. You will need to be aware of this to prevent falling back into old habits. This activity can put it into perspective. Color each side of the bird. Pick up an emotional color for your past and one for your present. Then cut the bird out, bend it in half at the color meeting lines. Put the point of the bird's beak on your index finger and try to balance the bird. Notice how you have to focus on watching the bird so it stays equal weighted, and how you have to lift your finger up and use personal control to keep the bird balanced. That is what it takes to keep focused on implementing your new positive changes, and remind yourself why you want to change in order to keep your emotions positive, so you are motivated to focus on your goals. Notice how it makes you feel good to be in control of the balancing once you master it. The supplies you'll need: cardstock, colored pens, scissors, and a journal. Classes. The cost for each class varies. Individual groups are 6 to 10 people per group, 80 to 90 per session. Supplies are available for use in class. Creations are take-home. Senior groups are $20 per class. Specialized groups arranged at or through other service providers, $600 per group, maximum 6 participants. Supplies are available for the use in class. Creations are take-home. Groups can be personally created to focus on specific issues for all ages, abilities, and needs. Classes can be done in-house, online, or at the host agency for convenience or requirements. Costs include: supplies are available in-house for use to be returned after each class. The creation is take-home. The support you receive: direction, encouragement, discussions, as well as adjustment for specific requirements. The place depends on the size and the needs of the group. Life coaching on goals is a discussion during or after projects about personal, social issues, transitions, habitual, behavioral, and calming techniques. Classes are approximately 1 hour in duration and will start at the scheduled time to ensure everyone has enough time. The class can be chosen randomly, space permitted, priced as individual classes. We did not do any life coaching on goals during these pop-up information classes. This is just information in case this is something you would like to try. Plan for program launch: planning, pilot program at React, marketing, finding accessible locations, design, user-friendly, simple and independent. The strategy is life coaching with art, and the launch is pop-up and collaborations. Pop-up locations: gatherings of group, free-ranged healing, processing, community centers, drop-in groups at local community centers, park and outdoor events, drop-in groups at local community parks, and individual meetings. Schedule a one-to-one drop-in session. These are some of the options you can have with a pop-up art therapy project. Thank you from the artist, owner, and educator, Jeanette Van Went of Influence of Art and the influenceofart@gmail.com. If you want to email us and are interested in any classes, if you want to know any more information, please visit us at www.influenceofart.com.